Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. The following is a special presentation of the YES Network. Welcome to Yankee Stadium and the final home game in the 85-year history of this cathedral of sports.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it one more time for all the Yankee legends and for the grand history of Yankee Stadium. And now a new legacy begins. With an eye on the past, the Yankees have moved across the street, but have made sure to bring with them the memories that shape the world's most famous franchise. The sun rises now on a new home of champions, as the Yankees have a sparkling new palette where the future will glimmer on a grand stage. As a season of change blows across the landscape, one thing doesn't change, never will, as the name remains the same.
Welcome to the new Yankee Stadium.
A new era in Yankee baseball begins, a new home of champions. It opened yesterday for a Yankee workout. People got their first look at some of the items from across the street, and some of the Yankee greats got a chance to see what their new home is going to play like and feel like. But they did bring the ghosts across the street. Speaking of across the street, it's just a stone's throw away. The old Yankee Stadium. And this is the new Yankee Stadium as the YES Network presents New York Yankees baseball. Tonight, the Chicago Cubs meet the New York Yankees, and Yankees baseball on YES presented by X-Men Origins Wolverine. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball, along with Paul O'Neill and David Cohn. I'm Michael Kay. Well, it's tough to leave the old place. A lot of memories there, a lot of championships as well. But if you're going to depart, you want to come to a place like this. This is a palace, David.
It's incredible. I mean, every view from every part of the stadium has an incredible sight line. I think the fans are going to be thrilled with the sight lines that they're going to get. The players are thrilled with their digs down in the clubhouse. You know, it's a wonderful place. I'm anxious to see a game actually played here, see how it plays out.
Now, the dimensions on the field are the exact same thing as across the street, Paul, but there is a different feel here.
Well, I think the foul territory we talked about a little bit, it could make a difference. And I don't care where you are, it could be across the street. And sometimes fields play different. I mean, does the ball carry the same way? Does the infield fast? Is it still going to left center field the place as a left-hander wants to stay out of? There's so many questions, and it's going to take some time to answer them.
Let's take a look at the pitching matchup in this game. The game almost seems secondary. You got Ted Lilly, a former Yankee, going for the Cubs last year, 17-9, 4.09. Chien-Ming Wang, injury plague 2008, and he was 8-2 with a 4.07. He'll get the start for the New York Yankees. The place looks great. People are filing in. It looks like the weather has held up. But look at the great hall. We'll take a look throughout the game at all the great moments and great things here at the new Yankee Stadium.
Know that struggle to lift your neck and back with crunches? No more. Introducing Ab Rocket, the ab training secret that takes painful, boring ab exercises and makes them easy, fun, and effective. Just look at the results these people achieved in just 30 days with the Ab Rocket training program. With Ab Rocket, just sit and relax on the backrest and rock back. Your neck and back are supported on the contoured backrest while it provides resistance as you relax back, so you don't just fall backwards. Then, the resistance assists you with that difficult upward motion, giving you an easy liftoff. Plus, the soft cushion rollers on the backrest glide back and forth for an incredible massage. Today, Ab Rocket can be yours to try for 30 days for just $14.95, and we can ship it to you for free. You get the innovative Ab Rocket machine, the Blast Away the Calories meal plan, plus a 20-minute fun rockin' cardio dance party to help you lose pounds and inches fast. Call now to take advantage of this amazing offer to try it for 30 days for just $14.95, and we'll even ship it to you for free. Call now.
He's New York's #1 sports authority.
If you don't think that matters, well, you're dead wrong. It matters a lot. It's not like you can import new arms. It's not like you're going to be able to wave a magic wand and 3 new guys are showing up.
His talk is hard-hitting.
If I don't say it, no one will.
And he's earned the respect of the fans.
The audience is why I'm here. I'm only here because of you.
He is Mike Francesa.
Just be fair. Be a little bit fair. No one's asking you how you're doing it. Just get it done.
Mike Francesa, New York's #1 sports radio show. Weekdays at 1, right here on YES.
New York Yankees baseball on YES is brought to you in part by Jeep, by Raymore and Flanagan. Get high-quality home furnishings in 3 days or less at RaymoreFlanagan.com. And by Avis, the official rental car company of the Yankees. Well, the ceremonial first pitch took place moments ago as a Yankee Hall of Famer Reggie Jackson marched to the mound and unleashed the first pitch to Jorge Posada. Looks like close to a full house here at the stadium on what was an awful afternoon here in the Bronx, but it's cleared up to allow us to have the first baseball game at Yankee Stadium. Reggie delivers a strike. Chien-Ming Wang winds, kicks, and he's ready to deal. Let's do it at the new Yankee Stadium. And the first pitch is a strike.
It was a cricket strike that Reggie threw. It was kind of a one-hopper right to the strike zone.
And Wang deals inside as Aaron Miles skips rope, and the count is 1-1. See what Miles did last year. And he slaps one through the left side for a base hit. So it's an exhibition game, but that's the first base hit here at the new Yankee Stadium. Let's take a look at the Cubs lineup as put together by Cubs manager Lou Piniella. We know that Aaron Miles, the second baseman, leads off. Batting second and playing center field is Kosuke Fukudome. Derek Lee, the first baseman, will hit third. You see what he did last year. Milton Bradley signed as a free agent. He's the DH. He'll clean up. Mike Bondno, the third baseman, bats fifth. Giovanni Soto will catch. Reed Johnson in right. Ryan Theriot, the shortstop, will bat eighth. And Joey Gathright is in left field, batting ninth. So Aaron Miles on first, and here is Fukudome. And Wang deals outside. Wang missed a good portion of last year with a Lisfranc sprain, and he suffered the injury against the Houston Astros. He got a hit in a game where there was no DH, and then actually hurt himself rounding third and trying to score. That was a big blow for the Yankees. In fact, the battery right here is a big blow for the Yankees last year. Wang and Jorge Posada. There's a shot past a diving Cano into right field, a base hit. Runners on first and third and nobody out.
Only the first base hit you, you know, if you're watching, it doesn't bother you because it's a ground ball, it's a seeing eye hit, but that ball stung pretty hard. And as a sinker ball pitcher, you know, when they start making solid contact, you know, you think that ball's not quite sinking the way it should.
Yeah, you told you about Wang last year with the injury that shortened the season. 8-2, 4.07. Important guy for this team.
He is an important guy. He was dealing last year, and we'll give you the scouting report right here. Back healthy again. Showed in spring training. Threw very well. All of his stuff was there. All of his pitches. Added protection this year, obviously, with CC Sabathia and Burnett.
Big healthy cut by Lee.
You see Wang kind of slide down in the 2 or 3 hole. He's not counted on to be the #1 guy. A little pressure off of him. And better mix. What we saw last year, Paulie, is what you're saying. He started to mix his pitches a little better. Mixing in a good slider, getting some swings and misses. And everybody knows he's got a turbo sinker, and that's his best pitch. But when he gets into that pitching mode and mixes his pitches, he's a much better pitcher.
Trying to keep Fukudome close. Hey, this could be a little bit of a preview of a World Series. A lot of people in baseball think the Cubs and the Yankees could end up here in October. They actually met in the 1932 and the 1938 World Series. There's a fly ball, center field. Brett Gardner comes in. He'll make the catch. Tagging is Miles. He comes. Here's the throw. Here's the play. He's in there. A good throw by Gardner. Miles slides in just ahead of the tag by Posada, and the Cubs lead 1-0.
Well, if you think about it, it's a good piece of hitting. It's a great, Gardner stays behind the ball, makes a great play. I was wondering to see how it was going to skip off the grass. True. It's like Georgie Clark. I mean, these are the plays that, you know, you want your team to do, but you don't want to see them in a spring training game where guys can get hurt. That's just a good baseball play on everybody's part. There's the one we want. Did he get to the plate?
I don't know.
Still don't see it. I think Georgie did a good job there.
There's Milton Bradley. Last year with the Texas Rangers. He can play the outfield. He's the DH tonight. DH here in the American League ballpark. Bradley had a very good year last year. Played 126 games. He's injury prone. That's been one of the knocks against him. But signed to a 3-year deal by the Cubs. Pitch outside.
You know, Bradley's always carried that baggage where he just, something has happened year after year where, you know, he kind of gets off on the bad start with other teams. And if you look at his numbers with Texas, I mean, to me, that kind of reminds me of Colorado numbers. They're kind of blown up because it's a great place to hit, but there's no doubt in my mind offensively this guy can do a lot of things. It's just if Lou Piniella can keep his head in the game day after day.
Well, you never question his heart. You know, he's rubbed some people the wrong way in his career. Last 4 seasons right there. And, you know, he's a switch hitter. He's got a chance to really help this Cubs lineup out.
And the 1-0. Popped up. Left field. Johnny Damon is there, and he'll make the play. 2-away. Hey, fans, throughout tonight's broadcast, stay tuned each inning for special sneak previews of X-Men Origins Wolverine in theaters May 1st. So 2-away. Now, Andy Pettitte yesterday actually threw his bullpen on the mound here at the new stadium, and David, he was raving about it. He said it's almost as if they brought the mound from the old stadium here.
It did. I went out and took a look at it and stood on it, and it's just a great feeling mound. You know, your home mound should always feel that way. As a pitcher, you better feel good in your home park, or you're going to have a long year.
It's Mike Fontenot, a little bit low.
You can see right there in that shot, you know, the backstop is so close. You know, when you're on a good sloped mound on your home ballpark, you feel like you're on top of the hitter. You just feel like you can throw harder. You feel like you can see better. Your depth perception is much better as a pitcher. And, you know, I love the feel of that. As we talked about before in the pregame show, that backstop right there, you're right on top of the action. And I love that feel as a pitcher.
The old ballpark, 72-4. That one's grounded foul. And now 52-4, so 20 feet less. IOTV offers you incredible HD picture and sound. HD is free with IOTV, the official HD service provider of Yankees baseball on YES.
I don't know if I've ever seen that, but a guy filming the game from the dugout. Other than maybe an all-star game.
That looks like a souvenir he's filming. Fontenot slaps one the other way deep as Damon goes back and makes the play right on the warning track for the final out of the first inning at the new Yankee Stadium. The Cubs score 1 on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left. The Cubs won, and the Yankees coming to bat.
All the things in your life, your father, wars, the woman you loved, putting together a special team with special powers. Join me, but you will have your revenge. Look what the cat dragged in.
Still shooting first, asking questions later.
Sit up and take off those glasses. You're not an animal, Logan.
Ooh, shiny.
This film is not yet rated.
Well, Ted Lilly taking his warm-up tosses for the Cubs. Now let's take a look at the Yankees lineup that he's going to face. And it's a little bit of a different lineup, and Joe Girardi shook things up toward the end of spring training. Derek Jeter is leading off, and he will lead off this season. The captain and the shortstop out of the number 1 hole. Johnny Damon goes down to number 2. He'll play left field. Mark Teixeira at first base will hit third. Hideki Matsui DHs while Alex Rodriguez is out and cleans up. Batting 5th and catching, Jorge Posada. Robinson Cano at second will hit 6th. Xavier Nades in right field batting 7th. Batting 8th, filling in for A-Rod at third base is Cody Ransom. And Brett Gardner won the center field job for the Yankees in spring training, beating out Melky Cabrera. He will bat 9th.
See Ted Lilly's numbers last year in the 08, kind of a career year, 17-9, 204 innings pitched, 184 strikeouts kind of jumps out at me, and 239 opponent average, pretty good. The scouting report consistent. He's won 15 or more games each of the past 3 seasons. Gutsy competitor, Paulie. I remember him as a teammate on the Yankees. Well, this kid's got some guts. I mean, he's not afraid of anything. He's fearless on the mound. I loved his attitude. He loved pitching in the World Baseball Classic. He loves the fact that he's pitching here at Yankee Stadium tonight. Kind of a role reversal in his numbers last year in 08. Right-handers hit 219 off of him, and lefties hit 307. A little unusual for a lefty to give up that to left-handed batters.
Doesn't make much sense, but looking back, as soon as I can remember the day that he met us in Baltimore. I remember going to lunch with him, and he was real quiet. You could tell he was nervous, but the first thing you notice about a young pitcher is, do they get hit hard? And the first couple outings, I mean, he lost or he gave up a few runs, but the balls weren't hit hard. Guys don't square the ball off of him. I mean, he's got an awkward delivery, kind of slings the ball around, and he's been successful. When he left here, you could tell he was going to win some games.
You see the flashbulbs go off when Derek Jeter swings the bat. The first Yankee batter. He's the last Yankee batter in the old stadium. Now the first Yankee batter here in the new stadium. The Yankees' new leadoff batter this year. Ted Lilly deals. Check swing and a high fastball. Did he go? No, he did not, said first base umpire Tim Timmons. And this is the first pitch by Ted Lilly. And not only the Yankees want pictures, but everybody in the stands do as well. And the 1-1 inside. Paul, we've asked you this before. I mean, when flashbulbs go off in World Series, do you notice it when you're at the plate?
No, because I mean, the only thing you're looking at is that little area where the pitcher is and the background, and what's going around you and beside you. You don't notice at all.
And the 2-1 upstairs, 3-1. Well, Derek Jeter has the one record that will never, ever be broken. He is the all-time hits leader at the old Yankee Stadium. No one's getting any more hits there. 1274, beating out Lou Gehrig's 1269. The 3-1. Grounded, third base, fair ball, past the diving Fontenot, and down the left field line. Kicks out to Gathright. Jeter goes to second, and he has the first Yankee hit here at the new Yankee Stadium. A double to open the first.
Derek Jeter, as a leadoff hitter, he's going to swing the bat. You see that ball up in the strike zone, gets out around and hooks it down the line. And this is actually, Cody, if you think about it, a good way to get your last couple of spring training games, because there's enough excitement that you can concentrate, you can put together some good at-bats, and look forward to Monday in the real opening day.
We've seen Derek Jeter kind of inside out that ball a lot, and to see him turn on that pitch on the inside, it's a good sign. Usually he's feeling good about his swing when he starts turning on that inside pitch.
There's Johnny Damon. He is the number 2 hole hitter for the Yankees. And Lilly deals. There's a strike. Damon has hit in the number 2 hole 85 times in his career. A 277 batting average, batting second. Last year, in 131 plate appearances leading off games, Johnny hit 272 with a 366 on base percentage, and overall hit 303. Certainly a lot of debate about flip-flopping the two of them, and there are a lot of reasons why. I think Joe Girardi wants to go righty-lefty, righty-lefty, right down the line, and with Gardner batting 9th. This way you don't stack left-handers, Gardner and Damon, when the lineup becomes circular. High fly ball right field. Reed Johnson backs up. He's there. Tagging is Jeter. Here's the throw, and it's cut off. Jeter moves to third. Now here's Mark Teixeira coming up to the plate for the first time as a Yankee.
Now batting, first baseman, number 25, Mark Teixeira. Number 25.
And Teixeira signed an 8-year contract with the Yankees, gets a warm hand here at the new Yankee Stadium. The public address voice that you hear is that of Paul Olden. Bob Shepard still not able to work these games. He is not officially retired, and he is trying to get back at some time this season. Infield is back. Jeter is at third. And Teixeira takes a strike. Now, when Jeter came up to the plate, he was announced by Bob Shepard. He said that as long as he is a Yankee, as long as he plays, he will always be announced coming to the plate by Bob Shepard's voice. But Paul Olden doing the PA tonight, the first game here at the new stadium. You might remember Paul used to be a broadcaster for the Yankees for a couple of years, and then was a broadcaster for the Tampa Bay then Devil Rays for about 8 years. And he has long been the voice of the Super Bowl, where he does PA for all the NFL Super Bowl games, obviously. See what Teixeira did last year with the Braves and the Angels. And in his last at bat at the stadium as an Angel, he hit a grand slam. I talked to him about it the other day, and he said he didn't realize until his dad called him when he was on the bus. And here it is, that last at bat. It's a game that the Angels lost, a real slugfest between the two teams. August 3rd, 2008. Now, last year, Teixeira hit .467 with runners on third and less than 2 outs, and that's the situation right now with Jeter at third and 1 out. Cubs lead 1-0. We're at the bottom of the first inning. Lilly deals. Upstairs.
That's a mark of a really good RBI, man. I mean, those numbers are off the charts there when you talk about hitting .467, and then the other times he probably drove him in with a fly ball. I mean, situational hitting is such a big thing when it comes down with a team like the Yankees that has such great starting pitching. I mean, you score these runs here, get your pitcher back in the game or get him a lead early in the game. That could be the end of it.
There's a strike, so it evens the count at 2-2.
I was really impressed with him in spring training, too. He's a solid guy. He really fit into the clubhouse. He almost assumed a leadership role right away and protecting A-Rod and some of the controversies A-Rod went through this spring. And, he just seems like a great makeup, a great psychological makeup to go with obvious great skills physically.
The 2-2. Swing and a miss. He blew a fastball right by him upstairs, so Teixeira goes down and leaves Jeter at third now with 2 outs.
Now, those are the bats that you walk back and you think, thank goodness this is spring training, because you hate to give it. And in spring training, you watch some pitches, you see that first pitch strike right down the middle. All of a sudden, Lilly starts elevating. He sneaks that fastball in. This is kind of a hanging slider or almost a cut fastball. And, Teixeira trying to get the ball out of the infield, just swings at the pitch a little up in the zone.
Here's Hideki Matsui, the DH, the cleanup batter. Fouls it back. Matsui is finally healthy. Last couple of years, he's had surgery on both knees. Last year, again, abbreviated season because of injuries. 294, 9 homers, 45 runs batted in. He will not even attempt to play in the field until June at the earliest, so he is the DH. And that makes Jorge Posada and his ability to catch imperative for the Yankees. Because if Posada can't catch, then he's going to DH. That means Matsui can't play, and that also means that Jose Molina's behind the plate, and your lineup becomes a lot shorter.
Well, they really missed Posada's bat in the middle of that lineup last year, along with Matsui hitting now, obviously. Molina's a great defensive catcher. He's the perfect as a backup. It's what he came here to do. That's what he signed to be, and the pitchers love throwing to him. But if you can get Posada to catch, 3 or 4 times a week and fix in Molina in there, then they're hoping Posada can stay healthy all year.
And the 1-1. Upstairs, 2-1. So both pitchers, both Chin-Ming Wang and Ted Lilly, getting a lot of work here in the first inning. Yankees have been red hot in the spring. Only the Angels have won more games in spring training. The Yankees 22-10-1, while the Cubs are 18-16-2. Now, the Cubs train in Mesa, Arizona. The Yankees train in Tampa, Florida. And the Yankees have not had a preseason exhibition game here in the Bronx since 1993 when they played the Mets.
Remember that one, too.
There's Lou Piniella, remembers the old stadium fondly. And that was the last full season in which the Yankees did not make the playoffs before last year. Right back up the middle, knocked down by Lilly, takes away a base hit and an RBI, and that's going to do it for the Yankees. Here in the first inning, a leadoff double by Jeter is wasted. No runs, a hit, no errors, and one man left on base. We played one at the new Yankee Stadium. Cubs won and the Yankees nothing.
This season, get a loaded lineup of Yankee shows from the network that knows the Bombers best. First, tune in before and after every game for extensive coverage around the cage, inside the dugout, and behind the clubhouse doors.
I was throwing it for strikes when I wanted to.
Then get more from the manager with the return of the weekly Joe Girardi Show.
You have to be able to get big outs.
Plus, Yankees on Deck is back for a new season of unprecedented access to your favorite players.
This is my hometown where I enjoy my life.
Your Yankees, your network, your home.
Reggie Jackson has seen 2 pitches.
David Cone is 1 out. Tying runs, second and third, 2 out.
They're 1 strike away from their 100.
As we go to the bottom of the 11th, here's Aaron Boone to lead off.
Deep to left, it is
good! 27 up, 27 down. Baseball immortality.
The Yankees are champions of baseball.
That's one of the greatest games you will ever see.
Yankees Classics, the greatest Yankees games ever, only on YES. They are players who created a legacy.
1,000 years from now, they'll still talk about Babe Ruth.
And performers who continue the tradition.
Alex Rodriguez has made Major League Baseball history.
They are heroes celebrated by generations.
The luckiest man on the face of the earth.
From moments etched in time.
The Yankees are champions of baseball.
All proudly displayed in the hallowed halls of Yankeeography, only on YES.
Well, one of the amazing things about this ballpark are the grand concourses, no pun intended. I mean, they are so huge and there's so many points of purchase, and you can actually buy things and still see the games going on. The concourses are actually on an average 32 feet wide. And look at the scoreboard. The scoreboard is just amazing. It's almost like what Paul has hanging in his living room in Ohio. That is some scoreboard. So that's 59 feet high, 101 feet wide.
Coney, could you imagine if we did the pregame on that big screen? The size of Michael's head up on that big screen.
Wow. First shot at the new stadium. You know, there's so much to like about this new stadium, David, but one of the things that I'm actually ecstatic about is that Paul O'Neill was denied entrance into the Yankee clubhouse because he didn't have a pass. To me, that made my day.
Didn't have my credentials.
On the old place, you used to walk around like you owned it.
That's right. I mean, we were talking about the clubhouse in the pregame, and I couldn't even jump in. I couldn't see it. I got to get a tour tomorrow.
Giovanni Soto swings and misses. It's amazing, Paul, because Paul had all those great moments at the old Yankee Stadium, but he's done nothing here, so he can't get into the clubhouse.
Right, I've done nothing. I was lucky to get in.
He almost turned around and went home.
That's right. I almost took my ball and went home.
Now, David, you got it. No problem.
I got in. I had a pass.
And also, you pitched a perfect game, so I think that transfers across the street.
Well, you know, if you're nice to the security guys, you know.
I got in, no problem. The security guys out at the gate were great.
Pitch is inside, so Giovanni Soto walks. Amazing crowd if you think about the day today. I mean, the day was just awful. A lot of people were wondering, was there going to be baseball at all? And this looks like it's pretty close to a full house. And it's about 3,000 less than the capacity for the old place. The capacity here is 52,325, and the old place 56,866. Here's Reed Johnson. Now, Paul, I would pay money, okay, if you would have a goatee like Reed Johnson up there on that scoreboard.
You get, I mean, like we're talking about the high definition. I mean, you get a good look. How do you go about growing one of those things? Look at that thing. It's like you took a mohawk, just a hunk out of your head, just stuck it on your chin.
kind of going Euclid on us. There's a 1-0. Grounded foul. Now they say, Derek Jeter has always said that the infield at the old Yankee Stadium was the best infield that he'd ever played on. And after practicing yesterday, he said that this infield lives up to that. He said it's great.
Well, the field looks beautiful. I mean, it's in excellent condition, especially considering the weather that we've had around here in March. And the grounds crew at Yankee Stadium has always done a superb job of getting this field in first-class condition. It is certainly carried over. This is just a beautiful playing surface to go along with an unbelievable ballpark.
I went down there to check it out, and I looked at it and studied it. I said, wow, this is Kentucky bluegrass. That's what it is.
You threw the Kentucky bluegrass at?
Yes, it's the 12 inches of sand base. They put it in last October, and it's grown nicely, and that's the Yankee Stadium field now. Jin-Ming Wong deals the 1-2, grounded foul. Yesterday, the Yankees welcome home dinner. The entire team was there. David Cohn actually was there. That was a nice table you guys were sitting at. It was you and David Wells and Roy White and
Tino
Martinez and Lee Mazzilli showed up.
We had a good table. We did. The problem is we couldn't leave early until you announced us. The great Mazza was looking to bail out early. And I said, Maz, you got to wait.
The 1-2. Swing and a miss as Reed Johnson goes down and strikes.
There's that slider you talked about last year, Coney, that it becomes an out pitch. I mean, if you're a sinker ball pitcher, right-hander, boring in on you, all of a sudden you throw a little slider on the outside corner. It opens it up.
Well, it really does. And that's the pitch we saw him really improve with last year. And look at that. That's just a kind of a wave and a miss right there. And that shows you the effectiveness of his sinker. And if he comes up with this, goes the opposite direction, has tight spin on it, he's going to get a lot of swings like that.
Another two members of the Yankees rotation, Jabba Chamberlain and A.J. Burnett. Burnett has really taken an active role with Chamberlain. He says he sees a lot of him in Chamberlain. When he was young, tried to throw the ball through the backstop, and now he will throw 93 instead of 98. Ryan Theriot fouls it off. And there's CC Sabathia, signed with the Yankees during the offseason. A record-setting free agent contract for a pitcher. And he's going to start opening day in Baltimore on Monday, which we'll have right here on YES. And then he will start the home opener on April 16th against the Indians. And he is the cover boy of the baseball preview issue of Sports Illustrated. If you have not read that story, it is a phenomenal story. And he's had an incredible life and gone through a lot of things to get to this point. So if you're a Yankee fan or a baseball fan, just a great story. I believe that the author is S.L. Price, and he found things out that you'd never read before about CC Sabathia. He also uncovered that the Angels, now CC's from the West Coast, and he had said that he really wanted to play on the West Coast, and the Angels offered him a 5-year, $100 million deal and gave him 24 hours to accept it or if it was gone. And he didn't want a deadline like that, so he passed on it. Runner goes, pitches popped up. Coming on is Nady, and they're two-way as Soto heads back. Hey, stay tuned during the 6th inning for a message from our good friends at the Fox Business Network. Here's Joey Gathright. Came out of the Tampa Bay system, played with the Kansas City Royals, and now here with the Chicago Cubs. He has a world of speed. Last year, a .254 hitter, doesn't have power, but he can steal bases. This guy has sick athletic skills. He actually, at one time, jumped over a car. Why don't we watch that? Wow. I have a hard time getting in the driver's seat.
The funny thing is, though, when it looks so easy when you're that athletic. I mean, if you or I mean, you'd go right through the window, just through the other side. Coney and I would try to like walk around it, but it looks easy when you're that athletic.
That is not an easy thing to do. I mean, that's amazing. And then to land on your feet, not tumble over. So that's kind of athletic ability he has. Runner on first, 2 outs. We're in the 2nd inning. Cubs lead the Yankees 1-0. Ground ball up the middle. And through past the diving Jeter into center field. Soto will stop at second, and Gardner gets the ball into Cano. So runners on first and second with 2 men out. Back to the top of the lineup, and Aaron Miles.
See a sinker kind of drifts back over the middle of the plate. Wong takes a shot at it, just misses it. Derek Jeter takes a shot at it and just misses it. You talk about a seeing eye ground ball. No, there probably wasn't going to be a play anyway with the speed of Gathright getting down that line.
Yeah, we talked about in the pregame. I mean, a few things as a question mark as a hitter is, does the ball get through the infield quick? Does it, is it going to be a good hitter's park? In the first couple innings, you've seen a couple ground balls get by the infielders. And if you're a hitter, that kind of lights your eyes up, thinking, that's a lot of extra hits when you play on a quick infield.
Miles single to left field in the first inning. First hit here at the new Yankee Stadium. Obviously, these firsts are somewhat sketchy because these are exhibition games, and the real first will take place on April 16th, the actual home opener. There's the old-time manual scoreboard that they had at the old Yankee Stadium. That one's driven down the right field line. That could be trouble. It is trouble up against the base of the wall. Soto scores. Gathright speeding around third. Here he comes. Here's the throw. He scores. And now they have Miles hung up. But he will get back to second. Nobody covering there. It is a 2-run double for Miles. And the Cubs lead 3-0.
If you look at that play at the end of it, I mean, the only person, Gardner, I guess, has got second base because you've got the first baseman and the second baseman going out on a relay. That's just one of those weird plays in baseball. The fun part about this play, I mean, is the baseball aspect is just watching Gathright score from first base. I mean, his speed getting around the bases is something. Ball driven down the line. Looked like a decent pitch. He pulled his hands in, drove it down the right field line. But Gathright just opened it up. And right there, you see you've got a cutoff man. Jeet's got to come over. And the only person that could possibly cover second base would be Gardner.
Gardner would have to fly in from center field. You're right. There's nobody left, obviously, with Cano out there in the outfield as a cutoff man with the double down the right field line. And you're right, Paulie. I mean, that's not a play you practice in spring training very much.
No.
And that is the rotation play that had Jeter in place to flip the ball.
I was just going to say, in open, yeah, in case it goes by, that's an infamous play.
Yeah. The one that got Jeremy Giambi trying to score. Mike Messina was on the mound. The Yankees were down 2-0 in that series in 2001. They were leading that game 1-0. Shane Spencer fielded the ball in right field and overthrew everybody, but Jeter was in place, and he said it wasn't an accident. He's supposed to be there. And there's a strike 3 to Focadome, and that'll do it here in the second. But the Cubs get 2 more runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We go to the bottom of the second inning at the stadium. 3-0 Cubs.
You can live knowing that the woman you loved was hunted down. Or you can join me, putting together a special team. I promise you will have your revenge.
This film is not yet rated.
After 86 years at the same address, greatness has a new home. Join the Yankees as they celebrate the inaugural season of Yankee Stadium on Friday afternoon, April 17th. It's Magnetic Schedule Day, and all fans in attendance will receive a 2009 Yankees Magnetic Schedule courtesy of AT&T. Yankee Stadium, the inaugural season.
You can live knowing that the woman you loved was hunted down. Or you can join me, putting together a special team. I promise you will have your revenge.
This film is not yet rated.
On the cover of USA Today there's a story on baseball's new palaces, and Yankee Stadium got the full treatment right on the front cover of America's newspaper. Now, Bob Lorenz will be roaming the stadium throughout the game, and I think he's down in the food court right now. Bob?
I am. I want to inform you and make you hungry at the same time, Michael. Interesting stuff. The Yankees and Daily News got together for a Glory of the Yankees photo collection. Daily News took 8 months, poured over thousands of archived photos, came up with 2,000 that ring the concourse. Just want to show you some of action shots, great stuff from the past, but also food stuff. How about this? Joe D eating a little pasta with his mom, and then Yogi Berra eating Yogi Special. And I don't know that you can find Yogi Special here at the food court, Michael, but I'm certain you can find something that's good. You want me to bring you something?
How about a couple of slices, Bob? That would be good. I think Paul's here, too, so you know you have to bring a lot.
Yeah, a lot more than a couple.
Thank you, Bob. We'll check in with Bob throughout the game. And Kim Jones is also roaming around the stadium as well. And we'll check in with her throughout as well. It's 3-0 Cubs lead the Yankees as we start the bottom of the second inning. Here's Jorge Posada. Posada swings and misses at the first pitch. Count 0-1. Jorge coming back from serious shoulder surgery and really ahead of schedule. That was a ground ball through the right side for a base hit. So it takes the ball the other way, and Posada with a leadoff single here in the second.
We talked about it. Probably the one guy that could really help this offense more than anybody else, especially with A-Rod out of the lineup, is Posada. I mean, when he went down last year, there was a hole in that lineup, and it's nothing against Molina. He's supposed to do what he does, and that's catch as a backup catcher. But Georgie can do so many things offensively, especially as a switch hitter.
Posada's last game before surgery last year was July 19th. Had the surgery toward the end of August, and usually takes a year, but he has been catching, and he's been catching consecutive games, and he's been throwing the ball to second base, so he is ahead of schedule. Here's Robinson Cano. Now, you saw the 271 batting average, really a disappointing year for him. Then he got benched in the middle of September, and that kind of sent a message, because when he came back his last 11 games last year, he was 19 for 42, a 452 average, and the Yankees are hoping he picks up where he left off. Yankee batting coach Kevin Long is speaking of a new maturity for Robinson Cano, and he came into camp in extraordinarily good shape.
I tell you, sometimes when you have and you look at his numbers, I mean, they're progressively getting better, and then last year all of a sudden you look and you just hope it's kind of a blip on the screen when you at the end of his career. But sometimes as a player you get through a year like that, and in the offseason it finally sinks in, and it's almost an embarrassment that you didn't live up to what you felt like you could do. And
that was driven deep to right field. That is the first one. See ya! A 2-run home run for Robinson Cano. Yankees on the board. It's 3-2 Cubs. Valuable souvenir. First home run at the new Yankee Stadium. First runs for the Yankees at the new Yankee Stadium. And Robinson Cano seems as if he's picked up where he left off.
You know, that was the thing about Robbie, as you'll see here, the pitch. Lily's trying to come in and leaves it right down and in, right in the happy zone. And Cano is all over it, just drills that ball. You know, he had a great spring last year, too, and everybody thought, you know, he was going to go, and it really became psychological, as you said, Paulie. And when it gets in your head and you start to struggle, then that's how you turn a slump into a season-long type of a slump.
Pitch to Xavier Nady is low and inside. And that is one happy fan.
Tony, we were talking about Lily's inconsistently getting, and you saw that pitch, and as a left-handed hitter,
and Cano gets it down and just drops the head. You see him out in front, gets extension, and he knows it right away.
And a happy Yankee dugout greets him. He's going to be important and integral for the Yankees' success this year.
But Coney, you did say one thing that you noticed about the stadium, that, I mean, and if you watch Cano's home run, that went in the second deck, didn't it? So there, I mean, the third deck is probably out of reach, you think?
Well, I was anxious to see. I mean, to get your depth perception in terms of home runs and how far they're going to go, and whether you're going to have upper deck shots like you had in the old Yankee Stadium. And that one did. That would have been in the second deck down the right field line. Apropos, I think it's apropos that the first home run hit here in Yankee Stadium ended up where the bleacher creatures sit.
That's right.
It's going to be interesting to be able to gauge how far the home runs are going to go. Second deck, possible third deck. It's going to take a real blast to get the upper deck here.
Well, that's one of the great additions to this new ballpark. The frieze, some people call it a facade, which used to rim the grandstand in the old place that opened in 23. When it was refurbished, they moved it out to the outfield. And now it is above the field, and it looks great. Grounded left side, Fontenot. 2 away.
For me, the left center and the right center bleachers past the bullpen, I mean, it looks like an absolute bomb, but it looks reachable. I saw one ball out there in the old stadium. Encarnacion for the Tigers,
yes.
When he hit out there. That's the only ball I saw, which out in left field, like out in here above the Sports Authority sign. That, to me, looks more reachable than the old stadium. So, again, on a hot summer day when in BP and you see some of these guys launching it, it'll be interesting to see where some of them land.
Here's Brett Gardner. And he adds a dimension to this Yankee team which they haven't had in a while. Speed, pure, raw speed. If he can get on base 34 to 35% of the time, he can steal 40 to 50 bases and give the Yankees a dimension they have not had in a long, long time.
I mean, he's just, you see, he gets jammed there.
And he pops up to Ryan Telio. But the Yankees get on the board. 2 runs on 2 hits. The first home run at the new Yankee Stadium. Ted Lilly deals. And Cano deals and settles it into the bleachers in right center. 3-2 Cubs.
So Monday, you order coffee from WB Mason. Tuesday, cleaner. Wednesday, a 12-pack of soda. And Thursday, packing tape. Well, the delivery charges must cost us a fortune.
Actually, Richard, with WB Mason, the delivery is free, no matter the order size. And we get it the same day.
And those are the reasons?
Of course. Why else?
Someone order paper clips?
Who but WB Mason?
One source.
Wonderful.
You want 6 fresh, delicious donuts for only $3? At Dunkin' Donuts, you can do it. Grab some Dunkin' Donuts to share with friends, family, and coworkers. For a short time, you can get 6 donuts for only $3. America runs on Dunkin'.
Paying too much for suits is now officially out of style. Buy one men's suit, get one free. But hurry in. This offer ends soon. K&G Fashion Superstore. Fashion without the victim.
Bigger, yet faster. More powerful, yet more fuel efficient. The laws of physics, merely loose suggestions. The Audi A4, truth in engineering. Experience the category-changing A4. Audi, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Yankees.
Tomorrow, it's all Yankees all day long, starting with a special Mike Francesa show live from the new Yankee Stadium, leading up to the Cubs versus Yankees exhibition game at the Bombers' new home in the Bronx, followed by the season premiere of the Joe Girardi Show. It all starts tomorrow morning at 10, only on YES.
First rain here at the new ballpark, but we play through as we go to the third on the X-Men's Origin Wolverine scoreboard. The Yankees are trailing the Cubs by a 3-2 score. 3-4-0 for Chicago, 2-3-0 for the Yankees. Chin-Ming Wong for his 3rd inning of work. Here's Derek Lee, had a sac fly in the 1st inning. And the pitch is outside. Admit it, Paul, you want to be playing today.
It'd be fun to put yourself back, because it's weird now, because everything that happened in the old ballpark, you kind of throw yourself out there in a situation similar, but those days are over, Coney, because you know you're not going to go out and you're not going to know how the crowd feels, the field plays, so it's different for me up here also.
Got to get that juice at your member guest tournament at your golf course.
Yeah. I got to congratulate Mr. Trump, though. I mean, he won the club championship down in Florida, fair and square. I choked, but he won.
Was it a legitimate choke?
I think so. I mean, when you get to the 18th hole and you battle back, you're playing match play, and then you lose on the 19th, I think that's it. You just
double bogey? You doubled?
Double bogeyed, yeah. That's when I lost count. I probably had a double figure before it was over.
Derek Lee walks on 4 pitches. Hey, the award-winning Yankeeography series is now available as a beautiful 12 DVD set filled with more than 40 hours of New York Yankees legends and lore. The 12 DVD Yankeeography mega set can be ordered at Yankees.com. There's Milton Bradley. Derek Lee leads it first, held there by Teixeira. And the pitch inside. Chien-Ming Wang has allowed the leadoff hitter to reach in all 3 innings. A single by Miles, a walk to Soto, and a walk to Derek Lee. Wang 8-2 last year before the injury. There's a ground ball right side. Fielded there by Cano. There's one. Under first. It's a double play. 4-6-3. Turned beautifully.
I mean, that looks so smooth, but if you look at that, I mean, Robbie got like an inside, kind of an in-between bounce there. Just a great play. Turns a double play there. I mean, those are the things that are going to come back day in and day out if he gets his hitting going. It's so hard for a player to separate offense and defense when they're having a bad year offensively, but he's got as good as hands as anybody in baseball.
Here's Mike Fontenot. And there's a strike. Teams with good defense win. They get into the playoffs. And you can see over the last 25 years, now they actually have quantified defense. They've been able to put statistics attached to it. And the Yankee right side of the infield is not a bad infield. Mark Teixeira is a Gold Glove winner. A lot of people think that Robinson Cano has those skills. He should win a Gold Glove someday. When Alex Rodriguez comes back, they will have a total of 7 Gold Gloves in the infield, and Cano has not won one yet. Right back to Chien-Ming Wang. And he flips to Teixeira, and that's going to do it here in the 3rd. 9-pitch inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and because of the double play, nobody left. Let's go to the bottom of the 3rd. 3-2 Cubs.
You can live knowing that the woman you loved was hunted down. Or you can join me, putting together a special team. I promise you will have your revenge.
This film is not yet rated.
Toyota introduced the technologically advanced Prius Hybrid and created a phenomenon. In fact, it took us by surprise. It became the car for everyone. Find the right Prius for you. Lease a Prius now for $199 a month or get $1,000 cash back. Prius has the highest EPA-rated combined fuel economy of any vehicle. Test drive America's most fuel-efficient car today.
You can live knowing that the woman you loved was hunted down. Or you can join me, putting together a special team. I promise you will have your revenge.
This film is not yet rated.
One of the most impressive features of this new ballpark is the Great Hall. It's when you enter the ballpark, it's just breathtaking. And our very own Kimberly Jones is down in the Great Hall right now. Kim?
Thank you, Michael. I'm surrounded by Yankee greats. It's fantastic. The banners hanging and lots of fans here. They're taking a break from watching the game live. They're probably watching it on the video scoreboard behind me, or the video board, I should say. There are ribbon boards as well. They are giving fans directions because you do need directions on your first time here at the stadium. You might get lost, but you'll find your way, I promise. The Great Hall, 31,000 square feet. It was almost the pregame pulse of today's game. So I have a feeling this is going to be a popular gathering place for fans. Certainly picturesque, certainly grand, and that's why they call it the Great Hall, Michael.
Well, thank you, Kim. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. It really is an impressive part of this ballpark, and it's really the first thing you see when you walk in, as Derek Jeter grounds one foul to start off the bottom of the 3rd inning. You know, you can't say enough about this ballpark. It is beautiful. It is, it's really majestic. I mean, there are other ballparks that have been built that you could say they're quaint, they're throwbacks, things like that. But this ballpark really has a majestic feel to it. The Yankees spent a lot of money building it. Obviously, they put a lot of care and planning into this, and the fans are going to love it when they come here. And I hope that it translates with the pictures that we send you on the YES Network. It's really, they did a great job.
Well, the sight lines, you know, we talked about it probably in the pregame show. The sight lines are amazing. The minute you walk in, on every angle, you just get incredible views all the way down one side of the field to the other side.
2-1. Ground ball, base hit through the left side. So Jeter likes the new ballpark. He's 2 for 2.
Again, Jeter, you know, coming into these games, I think these games were important for Derek because coming down the stretch, he felt like he hadn't played a lot of games because of the Classic that he played in, and these last games are, you know, a real good tune-up for him. And like I said early in the telecast, that, you know, when you play in this situation for spring training, it really helps because you can turn up your emotions a little bit. You can almost put yourself in the game situation, which is really hard to do down in Tampa when you've been down there for 6 or 8 weeks.
So Jeter's on first, and here's Damon. Now, one of the reasons they like Jeter leading off and Damon batting second, first baseman has to hold on Jeter. Now, you buy into that, Paul, that there's a bigger hole there on the right side for Damon to shoot for?
Well, I think that it definitely gets in the back of your mind as a left-handed hitter. But, you know, Johnny Damon's not a dead pull hitter. So I think that, you know, it can come into play. But, you know, I think it's more of the right-handed, left-hander thing. I think that Joe Girardi thinks that's a better fit for this lineup. Both guys run well, so both guys are kind of free swingers. So I don't know that you're getting any difference other than the left-handed, right-handed.
Now, there is also a variable that's involved in this as well. Derek, the last 2 years, has had a propensity to hit into double plays. In fact, over the last 2 years, he's hit into 45 double plays. Now, ironically enough, in the first inning of the last 2 years, he's hit into 15 double plays. So a third of his double plays came in the first inning. So if he's leading off, David, he can't hit into a double play in that first inning.
Well, he's also been tremendous at just getting on base. You know, his on-base percentage for his career is off the charts. It's actually better than Johnny Damon's throughout their career. Johnny Damon can handle the bat. He can go either way. He can turn. He's a good situational hitter. I know Derek loves batting second, always has. But the way he's taken to this transition, he's handled it very well. And it came on pretty quickly towards the end of spring training as well.
And the way it came about is that Derek was at the WBC, as Paul said, and Posada, they needed to get him at bats. So they let him off in spring training games for a couple of games, and they had Damon batting second. And Kevin Long turned to Joe Girardi, Kevin Long, the hitting coach, and said, you know what, this isn't a bad idea. I think Damon's a good #2 hitter. And that started the thought process for Girardi, and Jeter doesn't mind. That one is scooped to right field. Johnson is there. I'll make the play. Now, Jeter, of course, handles it the way he handles everything. He said, what's the big deal? I come to the plate 60 seconds sooner.
There's something about leading off a game. It's kind of fun. But, I mean, the big thing in my mind, Derek Jeter scores runs. And in the leadoff spot, I mean, what a better guy to have out on the base pass. I mean, when you talk about a guy that knows how to run the bases, has just great instincts on how to take the extra base and score runs, that's one of his strongest points as a baseball player in my mind. So get him out there, get him on his, you know, if you look at his numbers of doing these things, I mean, they're going to compare with anybody.
Career .389 on base percentage just jumps off of the page at you. And like you said, Paulie, Derek's intangibles are also off the chart. The way he runs bases, goes first to third. You can almost see Johnny Damon there taking a shot at that hole. He was trying to pull that pitch. He got under it a little bit and hit a fly ball to right. But you can kind of see them really trying to make this thing work. And Damon likes it. He's bought into it. Derek's been very professional about it. And, you know, it's got a chance to really give him a whole different look up and down the lineup.
Teixeira's had a great spring, and he pops that one up, and it's out of play. Now, Teixeira in his career has long been a bad April hitter. I believe that his April batting average is .259, and his lifetime average is about .290. And a lot of people say it's harder for a switch hitter at the beginning of the season because you're actually honing two swings. But he's had a great connection. They speak the same language, and he really likes working with Kevin Long. And so far, he's had an unbelievable spring training. swing and a miss, but he has not had a good night tonight. He has struck out twice against Ted Lilly. So Teixeira 0 for 2 with 2 Ks. Hey, Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Rescue Me, premiering Tuesday, April 7th at 10 only on FX. By DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you've got to get DirecTV. And by your tri-state area Audi dealers. Audi, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Yankees. Here's Hideki Matsui. And the pitch is low and inside at 1-0. You know what? It looked great in the afternoon. It actually looks better at night. Kind of just jumps out at you, all the features of this ballpark. Yeah.
I mean, the scoreboard, the colors, I mean, they're bright. The ballparks always look better to me at night anyway. I'm old school, but not that old school where every game should be played at day.
That one's ripped foul. It actually went over the glove of Lee in fair territory, but kept hooking and landed foul. So Matsui grounded back to the pitcher in the first inning.
Kind of noticed right there a little quirk down the right field line where some balls are going to catch in a little corner over there by where the ball boys sit.
Right.
Going to shoot it straight out. So it could, you know, even though there's not a lot of quirky angles, there are down the lines here. A couple of angles that will affect doubles down the line.
Now that angle that David's talking about, it doesn't exist down the left field line because unlike at the old ballpark, the tarpaulin is on the third base side, not the first base side. And the tarpaulin on the left field side rests right in that little alley that David's talking about. Pitch is low.
That tarp sits about where Derek Jeter jumped in the stands in that one game and about buried his nose in the first row. Gonna have to be leaping over that tarp over there for pop-ups down the left field line.
And the count 3-1. Runner goes, pitch is swung on a miss. The throw to second. Jeter comes back to first, and the throw gets away from Derek Lee, so Jeter will stay put.
And you can laugh about that, Derek, but I mean, that's just a good play right there. I mean, he knows he's caught. He stops, goes back. I mean, it's going to take a perfect throw, which he didn't get, so he gets back to first base safely. But, I mean, these are the things that it's a break back. And, again, a perfect throw probably has him, but he makes it tough on the defense. No harm, no foul at this point.
It's a great quick read right there. And get back, and you know, that's just the instincts part of the game that he's always had from day one when Derek Jeter broke in 1996 and we were playing that game in Cleveland, and you just had a feeling this guy was going to be the shortstop for the Yankees for a lot of years, and here we are. You know, 1996, 2009.
Runner goes. That one's drilled deep to right field. Fair ball. It's gone. It is gone off the foul pole. A two-run home run for Hideki Matsui, and the Yankees lead 4-3. Second home run for the Yankees, one by Cano and one here by Matsui.
Again, this is almost going to be a concern that, you know, you're going to stack left-handers against Lilly. I mean, he's having trouble boring that ball in on lefties where, you know, they're getting to that pitch inside. And that's one you don't want to waste there. How many times are you going to hit the foul pole? You don't want to waste that in spring training.
That foul pole 90 feet high. And he just caught the edge of it. It was heading foul, but just he used some body English or body Japanese to get it to hit the foul pole. And that's his 4th home run of the spring. Joe Girardi likes what he sees. 1-0 to Posada. And there's the home run ball.
It's pretty easy to hold a baseball.
No paint on it. Yankee Stadium left marks on the ball.
So Matsui, 4th home run this spring. Ground ball right side. Aaron Miles knocks it down. He's got time, and that'll do it. But the Yankees take the lead. Their 2nd home run of the game. A 2-run shot by Cano in the 2nd, and here in the 3rd, a 3-2 pitch. Derek Jeter running from first, and Matsui sends it down the line. Will it hit the foul pole? Oh, yeah, it's got a little yellow paint on it. And the Yankees have a little 4-3 lead.
When you smoke around kids, you expose them to thousands of chemicals that trigger severe health problems, like painful ear infections, crippling asthma, deadly pneumonia. Cigarettes are eating you and your kids alive. Quit smoking today.
My first week home was great. We had a party, small party.
2 o'clock in the morning, they were waiting for me.
My niece was waiting for me at the airport with a sign and balloons.
There was a huge sign across my front house, and it said, "Welcome home, Megan."
They lifted me up on their shoulders, and
First week back, people just said thank you. They just said thank you.
A new generation of veterans is coming home. Make a difference for them at welcomebackveterans.org.
Know that struggle to lift your neck and back with crunches? No more. Introducing Ab Rocket, the ab training secret that takes painful, boring ab exercises and makes them easy, fun, and effective. Just look at the results these people achieved in just 30 days with the Ab Rocket training program. With Ab Rocket, just sit and relax on the backrest and rock back. Your neck and back are supported on the contoured backrest while it provides resistance as you relax back, so you don't just fall backwards. Then, the resistance assists you with that difficult upward motion, giving you an easy liftoff. Plus, the soft cushion rollers on the backrest glide back and forth for an incredible massage. Today, Ab Rocket can be yours to try for 30 days for just $14.95. And we can ship it to you for free. You get the innovative Ab Rocket machine, the Blast Away the Calories meal plan, plus a 20-minute fun rockin' cardio dance party to help you lose pounds and inches fast. Call now to take advantage of this amazing offer to try it for 30 days for just $14.95, and we'll even ship it to you for free. Call now.
Hey fans, it's time for the Toyota Text Poll. Tonight's question is, which Yankee starting pitcher will win the most games this season? You can text your vote to 58772. Standard text messaging rates apply. And your choices are number 1, CC Sabathia, number 2, Chien-Ming Wang, number 3, AJ Burnett, number 4, Other. Goes by one name like Cher, Elvis, Other.
Michael.
That was a text poll, and this is the foul poll as we move to the 4th inning. And Chien-Ming Wang still in there. There's Giovanni Soto. There's strike now. You get a text, but why don't you tell our viewers, who do you think is going to win the most games? Come on, David. Out on a limb.
I'm going with Sabathia.
Oh, really out on a limb.
I'm really going to pick a dark horse and go with Sabathia.
How about you, Paul?
I'm going to say Sabathia and Burnett are both going to win like 18 apiece.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm like 50-50.
How about your buddy Andy Pettit? How many he's going to win?
He's going to be in double figures for sure.
Andy may bounce back. You know, Andy pitched very well last year and then ran into some shoulder problems and really hampered him down the stretch. He still won 14 games last year.
The 1-1.
Cody, we talked about the adjustment for Jeter and Damon with switches. I mean, you pitched as a number 1 many years, and then you came back and then actually got one of your biggest outs out of the bullpen. All of a sudden, you look at Wong and guys that were number 1s that aren't. I mean, how big of an adjustment is that?
Well, it takes a lot of pressure off of Wong. I believe that Wong could thrive in this role. You know, he's really kind of been the Yankees' number 1 starter the last couple of years. He's won a ton of ball games for the Yankees, but to have that staff feeling, you really feel like you almost have 3 or 4 number 1 guys.
Right.
You know, where everybody takes turns of being the ace. We had that throughout the 90s. One year was Andy Pettit was the ace. Another year was Boomer, David Wells, who's in the ballpark tonight. was the ace. We all took turns, and we all really fed off of each other. And that's when you really get something rolling, where you got every night out, you feel like you got a chance to win the game. Your starter's going to dominate or at least give you a chance to keep you in the game.
2-2. Strike 3 outside corner. Soto down looking.
It almost becomes like a friendly competition amongst the pitchers. And
exactly.
You know, the everyday players do that, because Tino and I used to talk about hitting all the time, because you're in the positions in the middle of the lineup where you're driving in runs and you're getting the big at-bats. And you know, you start having those competitions inside the team with things that help a team win, and man, all of a sudden the things start happening. The season goes fast. The next thing you know, you're rattling, just racking up wins, and you're getting ready for the postseason.
Reed Johnson hits one the other way, and it's going to split the outfielders and go all the way to the auxiliary scoreboard. As Johnson around second, he's going for third. Here's the throw from Cano. Here's the play. He's in there. Nice scoop there by Ransom, and tried to make that sweep tag. But just picking up that ball and even attempting to tag, nice play.
Yeah, he's got some athletic ability. Cody Ransom's a good athlete. You see here, Johnson inside outs that ball, really drives it. The ball's carrying tonight.
It is. The ball's quick to the outfield. It's quick to the wall. I mean, it's getting through the infield. I tell you what, if I was on the Yankees right now, I'd be real happy thinking that this is going to be a pretty good hitter's ballpark.
See, Damon kind of fumbles it a little bit, gets it up, hits the cutoff guy. Cano just a little wide, but look at Ransom. What an athletic play to even attempt that. Complete confidence in his hands. He's going to backhand it and still try to make a tag, as opposed to trying to get in front of that ball and block it, keep it out of the dugout.
That's the thing that really amazes me when you're sitting up here just watching on a replay, and how easy that play looks and how quick it happens to have hands that good.
Yankees had the infield back. Terrio takes advantage of that. The run scores on the ground ball, and the game is now tied at 4.
Again, we were talking about the ball shoots to the wall. I mean, it's a good relay. Gardner hits Cano right on the money. Cano makes a good throw, just a little left. But Ransom comes up with a great pick. If you look at that play, I mean, you take it for granted because you work it over and over and over. A lot of things could go wrong on that. I mean, you could overthrow the cutoff man. The other cutter could throw it in. So many things can go wrong, and that's why you practice those little plays over and over again, because you know, if you get a big out there, I mean, they don't even score a run. But defense is just day in and day out what keeps you in games.
Jimmy Wong's thrown 50 pitches, 30 strikes. Here's Joey Gathright with an 0-1 count. Chopped slowly to short. Jeter has to hurry. He fields, fires, and Teixeira can't handle the throw. Gathright out of the left-handed batter's box is 3.3 to first base, which is blinding speed, and Jeter knew that.
And this play here, I mean, Jeter can't just charge it to the point, because he has to wait to get a good hop to throw off of. And you know, it's funny, as a shortstop here, you almost have to wait for the ball, then come forward, and you know it's a bang-bang play. So again, there's another defensive play that a lot of things can go wrong.
With that being said, a good throw gets him. You know, Gathright was jammed a little bit. Really good pitch by Wong, and you know, Jeter still felt like he had to rush it with that kind of speed on the bases.
Yeah, I mean, on the scorebook, that's a base hit. But again, you saw Jeter. It looked like he didn't get a clean grab out of his glove, and then when you throw you throw that ball without that perfect grip, sometimes you lose it left or right.
Now, in your scoreboard, you're going to have to change it. It's an E6. It's not a hit. They just
you know,
gave it
Michael,
E6.
I just put it down as a hit.
The fact that you have a pen today is impressive.
This is an official YES Network pen, too. That's the big thing.
When I tell Girardi this, he's going to be blown away.
He probably sent it up here because I didn't bring it.
Pitch out. And Posada goes up to get it. Now, this is a good test. This is what spring training's about. You know, you want to see how Posada's going to be able to throw out runners. And this isn't just a runner. This guy is a speed burner at first base. So a great test for Posada and his surgically repaired shoulder.
You can see manager Joe Girardi there, and Tony Pena giving the signs for pitch outs. All the running game is really called from the bench. Girardi, the manager, will relay to Tony Pena what he wants.
Another pitch out. And a snap throw to first as Gathright gets back. Now you've put the pitcher in a hole, but with Chien-Ming Wang, who has good control, you can do that. There's certain pitchers you can't.
Read that real loud, Michael. They just handed you a note.
They just changed it to a hit. I was wrong.
Good. I'm just glad to see you can admit that. You've come a long way in the past couple years.
You've helped me along. You really have.
You could really sense all spring long, you know, Posada's passed major tests all spring with his throwing, and the Yankees really are counting on him to get back to old form and really be the everyday guy and catch 100, 120 games this year. And, you know, every chance they get, they're going to try to help him. 2 pitch outs. You know, they're really sensitive to getting Jorge going.
Runner goes, and he double clutches and throws through, but Gathright has a stolen base.
See Jorge there a little upset. Couldn't get the ball out of his glove, but 2 straight pitch outs. You see, you know, he just couldn't get the handle there. You know, that has nothing to do with arm strength. It's just a fumble right out of the mitt.
If you look at that pitch, though, I mean, there's good movement late in the. I mean, it's hard for a catcher to throw off a good sinker. I mean, that's such a. I mean, a 4-seam fastball is your ideal pitch. That ball has late downward sinking movement, and you know your glove goes down. Next thing you know, you don't get a clean grip on the ball.
Count now 2-2. Gathright, the go-ahead run at second base. We're in the 4th inning. First game here at the new Yankee Stadium, an exhibition game, 4-4. Yankees and the Cubs. Rounder to second base. Cano gobbles it up over to Teixeira, and that will do it. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left. The Yankee Museum here at the new Yankee Stadium, and there's a wall of baseball signed by people that have played for the Yankees. Just a great part of this new ballpark.
You can live knowing that the woman you loved was hunted down. Or you can join me, putting together a special team. I promise you will have your revenge.
This film is not yet rated.
After 86 years at the same address, greatness has a new home. Join the Yankees as they celebrate the inaugural season of Yankee Stadium on Saturday, April 18th and Sunday, April 19th, when the Yankees play the Indians. It's calendar weekend, and all fans in attendance at either game will receive a 2009 Yankee Stadium calendar, courtesy of Subway. Yankee Stadium, the inaugural season.
Everybody down! This is a hold-up!
Don't be a hero. I'm not. I've got DirecTV, so I can set my home DVR from here. My favorite show's on tonight. That is so cool.
DirecTV lets you easily set your home DVR from any cell phone or computer.
You can live knowing that the woman you loved was hunted down. Or you can join me, putting together a special team. I promise you will have your revenge.
On May 1st, witness the origins. X-Men Origins Wolverine. This film is not yet rated. May 1st.
If you wonder what's behind the batter's eye in center field, it's the Mohegan Sun Bar, where you could eat, drink, and watch the game through those windows. You're in center field as we zip you right into home plate, where Robinson Cano awaits. And the pitch by Lilly is a breaking ball strike. First time up, Cano hit the first home run here at the new Yankee Stadium, a long drive into right center field. See those seats above the restaurant? Those are going to be great seats. People are going to want to sit there. It's almost like sitting on the wall at Fenway Park.
You got a great atmosphere here because you've got standing, you got people that can mingle, can sort of roam around, visit different parts of the ballpark.
Popped up, right side, Derek Lee, and it's out of play. In case you're just joining us, in the second inning, the first home run at the new Yankee Stadium. Cano went down and got it, dropped the bat head on the ball, and hit it into the bleachers. It's a 4-4 game.
Yeah, there is a little portion where they left open above the bleachers that conceivably, you know, you could still hit one out of this park completely. I mean, that's a real bomb up above the bleachers to the right. But you can still see the subway going by, and kind of gives it that New York feel.
That's one of the cool aspects that they did in the design of the stadium. Obviously, this is a very modern ballpark, but they wanted to show that it's in the middle of an urban setting in the middle of the Bronx, and through that sliver out there in right field, you can see the 4 train go by, and you were able to do that in the old ballpark as well. The only thing that throws me off a little bit, I'm used to looking out there in right center field and seeing that courthouse, and it's just not there anymore. It's down the block.
Well, we saw, you know, right over in here, we're talking about up in this area, is that's the sliver. That's the sliver, you know, when Josh Hamilton of the Rangers was in the home run hitting contest at the All-Star game last summer. He was taking a shot at hitting that ball out of the ballpark. He came close. I tell you, that would be the angle he would go, right through there. If you want to hit a ball out of Yankee Stadium, that's the only spot you can go, is right through there.
And then you're curious about this ballpark. How will it play? Because one of the grand mystique of the old Yankee Stadium, you couldn't hit it out. Mickey Mantle almost did. And there's the 4 train rolling by. Will you be able to hit one out of here? I don't know if you could. Ground ball left side and past the diving Terrio into left field. A base hit for Cano, who continues his hot spring.
Again, this ball, I mean, it gets in on Robbie. He kind of fights it off the other way, but it jumps through the infield. Again, I can't tell you enough as a hitter how you like to see those balls just beat those infielders into the outfield.
We need to grow the grass on the infield.
Oh, there you go again. Now you sound like a pitcher, Coach.
Well, obviously, there's a little sliver in left field, too, that's open. You know, if you're a right-handed batter. We're talking about the 4 train going through that in the right field bleachers. It's also one in left field as well. You take a bomb to get out of here. You really got to catch one on a windy day and hit it high and far.
Talk about a slow infield. I mean, we're playing the Cubs. I mean, that's really how they kind of even out that ballpark when the wind's blowing out in Wrigley Field. I mean, it was, you couldn't get a base hit up the middle. I mean, the ball would not get through the infield, but you know, you were rewarded if you drove the ball in the outfield because it would blow out of the park. So different parks play different, and hitters love certain parks because they're great parks to hit in. Pitchers hate it. It's funny how you get off the bus and you would leave in Chicago. The first thing you would do as a hitter is to run out and see which way the flag was blown, and you'd hear the pitchers griping or the hitters griping as soon as you walked on the bus that morning.
And through the years in baseball, grounds crews tailor the ballpark to the type of team that they have. Now, when Sparky Anderson was the manager of the Tigers, and it was Lou Whitaker and Alan Trammell who didn't have great range, I mean, you could actually lose a small child in the infield. I mean, the grass was so high because he didn't want ground balls to get through. And it's according to the infielders you have, if they're quick, what type of hitters you have. If you're a pitching laden team, you're going to detail the ballpark to your liking and to your advantage. Pitches upstairs. Rain starting to come down a little bit harder here at Yankee Stadium. Count 3-1 on Nady. Nady won the right field job. He battled Nick Swisher. They both had similar type of spring trainings. 60 pitches for Lilly, 36 strikes, but they went with the experience and the better outfielder. Nady's a better outfielder. But they plan to use Swisher all around. He can play some first base. He can play the outfield positions. He's better in the corners than he is in center field. But his advantage, it seems like, is his personality, because he has loosened up this Yankee clubhouse for sure. He was the DJ in spring training. He seems to be the guy who makes everybody laugh. That was the case certainly at the welcome home dinner last night. 80 tries to buy a ball inside, but it's called a strike by the home plate umpire Phil Cuzzy, and the count is full at 3-2. You see Nady's last 4 seasons. Last year with the Yankees, 268, 12 homers, 40 ribbies, but overall 305, 25, and 97 with the Pirates and the Yankees. Let's see if they send the runner. They do not. The 3-2 is popped up. Short right field, Miles out, Johnson in. Wynn takes it, and it falls untouched. And Robinson Cano, with good base running, advances to second base. Doesn't seem very windy here.
Lou looks a little confused. That's the way he used to look at me in Cincinnati when I did something wrong. I know that look.
You see the wind really not blowing that hard. That was kind of surprising. Like he almost lost it for a while.
Yeah, that ball was up there. I mean, that was sky high, and you can see he just did not get a read on it. He got raindrops coming down in your eyes, too. Not the easiest thing to do.
It's a bad feeling. I mean, you know that's coming down, but man, when you just got a bad beat on it, that is such a bad feeling as a fielder.
You could just see that coming. He just was nowhere near that ball when he got out to the outfield.
Here's Cody Ransom. That one is drilled to left field. Fair ball, it's gone. Off the foul pole. Oh, they must have magnets in the foul pole. A 3-run home run for Cody Ransom. And the Yankees lead 7-4. Matsui off the right field foul pole. Ransom off the left field foul pole.
How often do you see 2 home runs off the foul? They must have bigger foul poles here or something, Cody.
Well, that's what Cody Ransom gives you. You know, he's not just a fill-in utility guy. He's got some pop in his bat. 2 home runs in his first two at-bats when he broke in with the Yankees last year. You know, he can do a lot of things. He's a good athlete, and he can hit some home runs for you as well.
And Brett Gardner takes a strike. So the Yankees with 3 home runs in this game, one by Cano, a legitimate one into the bleachers. And not that the ones on the foul pole were not legitimate, but certainly a little strange. A foul pole home run by Matsui and that one by Ransom. There's a strike. And this is the one that Matsui hit. He hit the outside of the pole. And then Ransom smack dab in the middle. So the foul pole is getting a workout. The 0-2. Slapped the other way. Nice play there by Terrio, and he catches it on the fly to retire Gardner.
Well, they brought the bat from the old stadium, right? The gold bat, to see which way the wind's travel. I'm trying to look out by the flagpole.
I don't think they did. I do not think they did.
It was out by the flagpole.
I see it there, but there's I don't see the bat. Nope.
Oh, we'll figure this out. So you got to get some barometer of when the ball's carrying and not carrying.
I think Mattingly might have bought it.
That's right.
That was a Mattingly bat. He's the one who figured out if it was pointing one way, that means the wind was.
He was good enough to hit one way or the other too, figuring out the wind.
Here's Jeter. Swing and a miss. Jeter 2 for 2, a double and a single. Pulled both. The double down the third base line and the single to left field. Boy, you did see that look a lot, didn't you? Did you go down and say hello to Lou, give him a hug?
I was going to, but I wasn't allowed on the field, so I just came right back up to the booth.
That's right, they wouldn't let you in. See, Lou really wouldn't let you in, even if you had a credential.
Larry Rothschild, the pitching coach, was in Cincinnati with him also.
Here's the 1-1.
Well, that's interesting, Paul. You're right. I mean, the Cubs have a solid coaching staff. Larry Rothschild's one of the best pitching coaches in the business, and Alan Trammell there, and by Lou's right side, just a great baseball guy. Really good coaching staff right there.
I'll tell you one thing, though. Lou does have some stories. Those guys have heard some stories after games. And that's the one thing, whether, you know, you like Lou Piniella or you don't like him. When you came to the ballpark, you better be ready to play because he expects you to win. He expects you to be professional, and that came from being an ex-Yankee. And he expects you to go out and win. And that's one aspect of playing for Lou Piniella that you have to enjoy as a player.
He'd brawl with you, too. Didn't he and Dibble get in a fight in the clubhouse when you were there?
A couple of them. I mean, I saw spreads go up in the air. I saw fights. We saw a lot of things. But, I mean, that's over a course of a long year. It's he brings a lot of passion to winning and playing the game hard.
Jeter walks. He's been on base 3 times. I told Paul this, David. I had Pete Rose on my radio show. And he said, you tell O'Neill he owes me everything. And I said, why? He said, because if I wasn't stupid enough to gamble, he would never have been traded from the Reds. The only reason they traded him was because Piniella hated his guts. He said if I was still the manager and I didn't get suspended, he would never been traded, ever.
I'm going to ask Lou that tomorrow.
Lou, did you hate my guts?
Did you hate my guts, Lou?
Make sure there's a camera there so we can record it. And we're on tomorrow. Yankees and the Cubs tomorrow at 1 o'clock. You can see the ballpark in the day right here on YES, making that appointment viewing as Johnny Damon rips one foul into the seats. It's supposed to be nicer weather tomorrow, so that'll be great. Hey, tomorrow on YES, the full lineup. The Yankees close out this exhibition series with the Cubs. Now, coverage is going to start at 10 a.m. with a special Mike Francesa show live from the stadium. Then after the game, catch the season premiere of WB Mason Presents the Joe Girardi Show. It all starts tomorrow morning at 10 right here on YES. So a busy day on the YES network. The 0-1. Breaking ball strike.
I'll tell you one thing I do remember about Lou is Lou loved to talk hitting, and he loved to work with hitters. So I'd go in after a bad game, and of course he'd call you in the office, and he'd want me to get in your stance. I want to look at your stance. Well, and he's in his underwear, right? So I'm taking a batting lesson at 11 o'clock at night with the guy in his underwear. You know, it's kind of a strange thing. Well, he came up with this one thing that he thought I was getting back on my heels.
Right.
So he built up the top of my the heels, so I was hitting basically in high heels. I mean, he elevated my heels, so I had to lean forward. So this kind of looks like a golf swing, doesn't it? Release the club. See that? So the next problem was, as soon as I did hit the ball, how you going to run? Because my heels are flopping out of my shoes. So, but I tell you, he would just spend hours worrying about hitters, and he knew a lot about hitting. Donnie Mattingly credits Lou to changing his career. I mean, he knew that much about hitting.
Alex Rodriguez has great things to say about Lou, and Lou was a manager with the Seattle Mariners. Third season here as the Cubs manager, three-time manager of the year. Seattle, and the Cubs last year. And 1,701 wins, 14th all-time. And a .291 lifetime hitter, so he knew how to hit. That one is slapped to center field. Fukudome is there, 2 away.
Well, he changed the career of a lot of young pitchers, too. He ran him out of town.
Yeah. Pitchers and catchers had a little tough time with Lou.
Now, we joke about the two of you had a sketchy relationship, but really what he wanted you to be a home run hitter, right?
Well, he felt I was a better player than what I was playing, and I mean, I did respect him for that. And sometimes, when you try to force guys to do certain things, you just fall on your face, and that's what I felt like in Cincinnati. I kind of did, trying to do too much, with where I was in my career.
Teixeira takes a pitch inside. Now, when you got here after the trade for Roberto Kelly, pretty much Buck Showalter said you can hit the ball the other way, right? You don't have to pull the ball.
Well, I also came here with Mattingly and Boggs, who were left-handed hitters that hit the ball to left center field. So it was, part of kind of the culture here in Yankee Stadium to drive the ball all over the place.
Teixeira pops it up. Miles again struggling, but puts that away for the final out. A 30-pitch inning for Ted Lilly. One of those pitches. Well, Cody Ransom drove it down the left field line. Bang off the foul pole. Yankees lead this one 7-4.
You want 6 fresh, delicious donuts for only $3? At Dunkin' Donuts, you can do it. Grab some Dunkin' Donuts to share with friends, family, and coworkers. For a short time, you can get 6 donuts for only $3. America runs on Dunkin'.
So I'm not crazy.
Oh, you're crazy.
Tuesday.
Would you be available to join us for one of our little fire thingies?
An FX premiere event. The biggest season ever. 22 all-new episodes. All spring.
What, man, what?
All summer.
We're gonna burn in here, Tom.
All new rescue me.
It's go time, baby. Come on, let's get rolling. My dear little sweet hot minx.
Hi. I'm Don.
Rescue Me premieres Tuesday at 10, only on FX.
After 86 years at the same address, greatness has a new home. Join the Yankees as they celebrate the inaugural season of Yankee Stadium on Friday afternoon, April 17th. It's Magnetic Schedule Day, and all fans in attendance receive a 2009 Yankees Magnetic Schedule courtesy of AT&T. Yankee Stadium, the inaugural season.
A cold night?
Yes.
Back here at Yankee Stadium, top of the 5th inning. Yankees are leading this one 7-4, the first game at the new Yankee Stadium, and we are honored to have the manager of the Yankees be able to talk to us from that new first base dugout. Joe Girardi, how you doing?
I'm great, Michael. How are you?
I'm doing great. How's that new dugout?
It's great. How's the new booth?
It's great.
Yeah?
It is great. Now, it seems like the ball's jumping here. Is it going to carry all the time?
Well, I don't know. I have not played a full year here. I think those balls are pretty well centered, though, if you look at those balls. And, you know, it's not really that cold. It's probably in the 50s. And, you know, sometimes when it's colder than that, when the 40s, the ball doesn't carry as well. But pretty good swings by our guys tonight.
The thing that I noticed, though, is the balls are getting through the infield quick. I mean, we're trying to figure out some stuff that, you know, that might play different. The balls, some of the ground balls are getting through the infield, and as a hitter, I mean, that's a great ballpark to come and hit in.
Yeah, and the one thing that, you know, the field hasn't had a total amount of time to settle. The grass is probably not as thick as it's going to get when we start getting some sunshine and warmer days, and I think that will slow the ball down a little bit. And you know, a lot of times when the infield is covered the whole day, it's a little bit quicker because you don't get the water on the infield that you want to because you're afraid of the rain.
Here's Derek Lee against Chien-Ming Wang. And there's a ground ball to short. Jeter bobbles, regains, and fires to first. Coming up the bag is Teixeira. He makes the swipe tag, but the umpire, Tim Timmons, said that Derek Lee made it to first base. So he is on first with one out.
Well, you have to give me a replay on that. Let me know if I need to run out there.
I was just going to say, are you going to throw your headset down and go run out there? Hang on one second.
No, I was going to take the headset with me.
All right, we're looking right now. Let's see if you should argue.
We got a bad replay, too, partner. We can't help you.
Now here's a better one.
Oh, he got him.
Oh, he got him. Go out and argue.
All right, here. We'll just take this guy that's pinch running off the bag, huh? Who do you got for number 6 for me?
You got number 6 is Micah Hoffpower.
Oh, all right.
That tells you a lot, too.
Well,
is he a base stealer? Hey, Joe, is he a base stealer?
He looks a little thick to be a base stealer.
I'll tell you one thing about this new stadium. Right behind us, we've got a media food room open 24/7.
How you doing in there? Every inning?
I haven't been there yet, but it's a nice comfort to know it's there.
Come on, now tell the truth. I know you got 3 chicken sandwiches in there.
We hit it early.
I'll tell you what, Joe, I don't know if you realize this, but the security in your clubhouse is outstanding. O'Neill could not get in today. He didn't have his pass, and it didn't matter. The Warrior, the 4 World Championships didn't get him in.
Well, Paul has forgot now that he is media. And you need to have a credential. I even got a credential now, Paul, that I need to.
What's yours say, manager? MGR?
Well, it just helps me swipe to get in the building when I need to get in.
Is that what you got to clock in now with your credit card?
Yeah, they know who's swiping in and what time.
Milton Bradley at the plate, count 1-1. Hoffpower is at first, and Wang deals. There's strike. What do you think of Wang tonight?
You know, he's been pretty good. I mean, you look at a lot of the base hits that he's given up. What has he given up? 6? And I think 4 or 5 of them have probably been ground balls that have gotten through the infield, or just to the left of the infield, or just to the right. So I think he's thrown the ball pretty good.
62 pitches so far for Wang. Pitch outside.
Yeah, Joe, you know, you got Jeter leading off. You got Damon taking some shots. You had a couple looks at it tonight where Jeter gets on. He's had a good night offensively. You could really see Damon shooting for that hole, trying to pull the ball. Are you confident with the look of Jeter leading off and the switch you made towards the end of spring? I am. And, you know, Johnny is a pull hitter. I mean, most of Johnny's hits were on the pull side, and that's one of the reasons we did it. And you know, we saw him do it a lot in spring training because he was hitting second so much, and it looked so good that we thought, you know, when G gets back, we're going to give this a shot, and we think it's going to work out really well.
3-2, runner goes, fouled away. Now, is it also a part of the right left with Gardner batting ninth that you don't want to have those 2 lefties stacked?
All over that, Michael, aren't you?
Yeah.
You know, and Derek has so much success against left-handers. You know, they might be hesitant to bring it in a tough situation. You know, they may wait till bring it in till Johnny, or you know, that gives Guardian an advantage. So we think that having that Derek between those 2 might change the way a manager manages.
7-4, Yankees lead. Runner goes. That one is popped up. short left field. Ransom there. And almost dropped it. Little ice cream cone. And he puts it away for the second out.
You know, we've had some interesting pop-ups here.
Yeah, I'm almost wondering if some of the guys are losing the real high pop-ups. I mean, that's going to be a few things. I mean, I'm going to try to talk to some of the outfielders. Are there bright spots where you're going to lose balls in the lights? Have you heard anything about the hitting background? Now, obviously, that's the first thing you want to think about as a hitter going in here.
That was the first thing you thought about all the time, whether you were playing defense or hitting. I mean, let's face it. You know, remember what Bo Ringer asked you when you? Yeah, you could tell that story a little bit later.
Oh, what is the story now?
Well,
Bo Ringer used to ask me. He said, "You know, I look out on the in right field,
right,
and I always see you practicing your hitting." He said, and I look at you on the on-deck circle, you're never practicing your field. But that was Bo Ringer, you know.
The 1-0. Upstairs now. Joe, when the team got back after the final game in Tampa, I think you were quoted as saying that everybody came out to the field and you said it was like Christmas morning.
Yes, and they got more gifts than what they expected, I can tell you that. There was just a big smile on everyone's face, and I know Brian Bruni compared it to the first time he went to Disneyland. You know, the joy that you got in doing this, and the players loved it. And yesterday we had the first two groups hit, and you know, we had 10 of our guys hit, 10 of the guys that are going with us, and I told them after they hit, go ahead and go run and you can go on in. And the guys didn't go in. They stayed out. I think they enjoyed their time so much on the field and taking in all the atmosphere that they waited another group, because we all had to shower and go to the dinner last night. Guys just wanted to be on the field.
Yeah, Joe, I thought you said something really interesting at the welcome home dinner last night. You said, you know, we're getting used to winning again every day. We're getting that feeling back. And even though it's spring training, obvious exhibition records don't really count. But it seems like to me you put some emphasis on that, and you liked what you saw this spring with kind of the winning feeling coming back on a daily basis.
I loved it. And you know, Coney, that all starts with your starting pitching. And your starting pitching gives you a chance to win every day. We've had 2 long winning streaks in spring training. I'm not exactly sure what they are, but they have been really good, and our guys have played really well. I've been very happy.
Well, nice play there by Cano. Joe, we thank you very much, and enjoy your new stadium. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, guys.
All right, that's Joe Girardi. We go to the bottom of the 5th. We're halfway through. Yankees lead 7-4.
You can live knowing that the woman you loved was hunted down. Or you can join me, putting together a special team. I promise you will have your revenge.
On May 1st, witness the origins. X-Men Origins Wolverine. This film is now rated May 1st.
For 3 days only, the perfect furniture at the perfect price. At Raymore & Flanigan, you'll find deep discounts from 10 to 30% off. Specially selected furniture, perfect for lounging in the living room, sleeping in on Sunday, for family get-togethers, and it gets better. You pay nothing for 1 full year with 3-day delivery.
Now that's furnishing my style.
This Raymore & Flanigan sale ends Saturday, 9 p.m.
You can live knowing that the woman you loved was hunted down. Or you can join me, putting together a special team. I promise you will have your revenge.
On May 1st, witness the origins. X-Men Origins Wolverine. This film is now rated May 1st.
With a rearmed rotation and a reloaded lineup, the Yankees are ready for opening day, Monday. The 2009 season begins in Baltimore as CC Sabathia makes his Yankees debut against the Orioles. Yankees, Orioles, opening day coverage starts Monday at 3 only on YES. Presented by Firestone, a tradition of innovation.
Tonight's Yankees game is presented by X-Men Origins Wolverine, in theaters May 1st. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Yankees are leading 7-4. Yankees have 3 home runs in this game. 1 by Cano, 1 by Ransom, and 1 by Hideki Matsui. 7-8-1, leading 4-6-0. couple of changes for the Cubs. So Taguchi takes over in left field, and Micah Hoffpower takes over for Derek Lee at first. And we have Aaron Heilman, familiar to Met fans. He came over during the offseason in a deal, and you see his record this spring. There's strike. One thing that Aaron Heilman really wanted when he was with the Mets, he wanted to start. And they had him in the bullpen. He had a rough year last year, and he thought that he was going to start here, but there's so many starting pitchers for the Cubs that he's in the bullpen again.
Cubs are strong, though. I mean, we haven't talked enough about it. I mean, they've won the Central a couple years, and they lost in the playoffs, obviously, but they've added a few people that they feel that, you know, they can take that next step. And Michael, you mentioned at the beginning of the show that, I mean, this could possibly be a World Series, and wouldn't that be a media dream? I mean, that's two large markets and two big teams that have big followings around the whole country.
There's Mariano Rivera, who's had a great spring, had minor shoulder surgery during the offseason. Ground ball up the middle. Miles, off balance throw. Nice stretch by Hoffpower. And there's one away.
Talking about the Cubs, Coney, I mean, when we traveled around with the Yankees, you know, you always had that following nationally. And looking back at the National League, you look going up the middle, pretty good play. And you see Matsui not putting too much effort into to working that knee out. But you agree that the Cubs probably have the biggest following of any National League team around the country?
Well, certainly a storied history. As you see Matsui up the end of the bat, and he's not pushing it at all. You're right, Paulie. And probably by design, you know, he's playing a little carefully, but that shows you why they can't put him in the outfield till June right there.
Posada with a deep drive to left center. And that one is run down by Gathright, who moved over from left and took over for Fukudome in center field.
But yeah, Paulie, to answer your question, I mean, you see, we'll get a look at Posada here. This ball really carries too.
Yeah, I've been really surprised. I mean, it's not 80 degrees and sunny and dry where the ball's at its best carrying, but so far tonight, offensively, the players got to be happy with the atmosphere of hitting.
But you know, the Cubs are, without a doubt, in the National League, everywhere they go, you know, East Coast, West Coast, South, up north, they really have a base of fans that are unbelievably loyal to them and have been waiting a long time to break through.
Well, they've waited over 100 years. Can you imagine a 100-year drought? This is 101st year without winning a World Series, and they made the playoffs last year. They got swept out by the Dodgers, and that shocked a lot of people. Now, Lou Piniella did not want to really talk about, you know, having not won in 100 years. And you see the X-Men Origins Wolverine scoreboard, 7-4 Yankees lead, bottom of the fifth. He just said, hey, we have to go a little bit further than we did last year. And, you know, you get past the Dodgers and you're in the NLCS, and then you can think about the World Series. 2 years under Piniella, and the Cubs have won 182 games. And that's the most in back-to-back for the Cubs since 35 or 36. Fly ball, shallow left. Taguchi is there. He'll put it away. So a 1-2-3 inning for Aaron Heilman and the Cubs. We've played 5. It's an official game here at the stadium. And it's 7-4 Yankees lead.
It's going to be a late one, people.
Now you want people to watch me on DirecTV tonight.
Relax. Setting my home DVR right from here. You know, you're a little scary up close.
DirecTV lets you easily set your home DVR from any cell phone or computer.
Know that struggle to lift your neck and back with crunches? No more. Introducing Ab Rocket, the ab training secret that takes painful, boring ab exercises and makes them easy, fun, and effective. Just look at the results these people achieved in just 30 days with the Ab Rocket training program. With Ab Rocket, just sit and relax on the backrest and rock back. Your neck and back are supported on the contoured backrest while it provides resistance as you relax back, so you don't just fall backwards. Then, the resistance assists you with that difficult upward motion, giving you an easy liftoff. Plus, the soft cushion rollers on the backrest glide back and forth for an incredible massage. Today, Ab Rocket can be yours to try for 30 days for just $14.95. And we can ship it to you for free. You get the innovative Ab Rocket machine, the Blast Away the Calories meal plan, plus a 20-minute fun rockin' cardio dance party to help you lose pounds and inches fast. Call now to take advantage of this amazing offer to try it for 30 days for just $14.95, and we'll even ship it to you for free. Call now.
This season, get a loaded lineup of Yankee shows from the network that knows the Bombers best. First, tune in before and after every game for extensive coverage around the cage, inside the dugout, and behind the clubhouse doors.
I was throwing it for strikes when I wanted to.
Then get more from the manager with the return of the weekly Joe Girardi Show.
You have to be able to get big outs.
Plus, Yankees on Deck is back for a new season of unprecedented access to your favorite players.
This is my hometown where I enjoy my life.
Your Yankees, your network, your home.
Bob Lorenz back with you, and I didn't exactly want to be in this spot, but replacing 1-0 with another. I'm out in the left field auxiliary scoreboard, and this is part of that blend of old and new at the new Yankee Stadium. It takes you back to that bygone era when Don Larson threw that perfect game for the Yankees. And what did you see on the auxiliary scoreboard, manually operated that day? You saw nothing but zeros across the board. Don Larson tossing one of the most memorable games in Yankees history. And if you look inside this manual scoreboard, it's the same thing. Kristen and Cooper are back here working tonight. They just want to let it be known that they want the job full time. They like the view, and it is a great view. As Michael, I get it back up to you. I'm going to stay here and watch a little bit of the game. I feel a little like Ron Burgundy. I'm in a glass case of emotion. Anyway, let's get it back to you.
You know, Bob, I would pay money to have a screaming line drive right to that little box. You look like Charlie Weaver on the Hollywood Squares.
Thanks.
Or Alice in the Brady Bunch.
Guess what? With that in mind, 0 marks the spot. See ya.
You know what? If you're going to show up in one of the, don't go under the air. At least get a hit or something, you know?
And Mariano Rivera puts up a lot of zeros, and he is in, and flashball. Hey, by the way, before we move on, we just heard from Bob, and we have to congratulate Bob. Everybody here at the YES Network loves Bob. He does an unbelievable job, and this past Sunday, he won an Emmy for the best studio host in New York, and he is certainly that, and he deserves it, and he deserves it big time. So congratulations to our big zero out there. Bob Lorenz stuck in the scoreboard, but a well-deserved Emmy. We're all very, very proud of him.
How's that? A little smiley face.
Rivera deals to Soto, and the count 2-1. Mariano on the mound. He's the man who threw the last pitch at the old stadium. Brian Roberts with a ground ball to Cody Ransom, who made the put out at first base. The 2-1.
Every once in a while, something will happen during the game that you know it's a spring training game. And then you look up and it's the top of the 6th inning and Mariano's in the game. So, again, you're getting ready. You're gearing up for Monday, but we've said it's a good way to do it by playing in a new ballpark in front of 50,000 people.
Ground ball up the middle, and the out is made as Soto is retired. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the aforementioned New York Yankees. Obviously, some changes in the infield. Angel Baroa takes over at second base. And we will update you on the entire defensive schematic. Reed Johnson takes a pitch inside. I think we've got Shelley Duncan at first base as Derek Jeter's night is over. Derek had a good day. 2 for 2 with a walk. Every day Derek has is a good day. Grounded foul. New catcher you see, Jose Molina. And he hit the last home run at the old Yankee Stadium. Well, this is certainly a wake-up call that it's not a game that counts. Derek Jeter doesn't come out in the 6th inning in games that count. Fouled away. You know, we talked about it with Joe. Joe has mentioned, and he said this at the welcome home dinner, that the Yankees haven't lost a game in 10 days. And their record coming into tonight, 22-10-1. Only the Angels have won more games in spring training of the 30 major league teams. How important is it to win games in spring training?
Well, you know, it can be overrated at times, you know, and usually you say that when your record isn't that good, you know, and you say, well, we're veterans, we're timing our, you know, we're timing our schedule, we're going to get ready in April. I've seen it work both ways, but you can sense with the Yankees not making the playoffs last year. Manager Joe Girardi said it. He wanted to build early. As you see Mariano Rivera just miss with that patented cutter on the inside corner. But, you know, Girardi really made a point to say, hey, we're getting used to winning every day. I don't care if it's spring training. I want that mentality. I want that attitude. And he's pushing it, and they're really happy with the spring they've had.
Johnson scoops one to shallow center field, going out. Baroa coming on Gardner, and he makes the play. 2 away.
We saw this last year. Gardner plays a shallow center field, and that allows him to get in there and catch a lot of these type of balls. And pitchers love that. You know, if you give up one over his head off the wall, then that's the pitcher's fault. That's a mistake. And those are the hits that drop in that kill you. And Gardner's got a chance because he plays so shallow to make a lot of these type of plays this year.
It's almost backwards there. Usually coming in as an outfielder, you're calling off a guy. Usually the infielder's going low and you're going high over him. And that ended up where, you know, Gardner had to slide in and catch that ball.
There's a strike.
Or Mariano makes this game look awful easy, doesn't he?
Whatever worries about his offseason shoulder surgery, he's really put to rest this spring. I mean, you still see that kind of movement, that late movement. He's such a natural. His delivery's so solid. He's an old school kind of long arm, circle and reach guy that gets good late movement on his pitches. And, you know, he's certainly proved that he's back and healthy from that surgery he had in the offseason.
The one thing I thought coming in here, I mean, I don't know how you get turf at this time of the year. I figured, you know, that you've had a couple plays in the gap. You've seen some guys take off. You might see some divots come out. I mean, the playing surface, especially with the weather they've had, Coney, you mentioned it. I mean, it's pretty impressive at this point. They were watching a Monday Night Football game in Pittsburgh when they had the new series, and I mean, they were just taking off hunks of turf and this, and I mean, that can happen in a new field, but they obviously have done their homework here.
Terrio takes a called third strike from Mariano as he works a 1-2-3 inning. He has been almost unhittable in spring training. We go to the bottom of the 6-7 for Yanks. Time now for a word from our friends at the Fox Business Network.
Hi, everybody. I'm David Asman from the Fox Business Network. Coming up tonight, a crash course in capitalism. After all, isn't that what America is all about? Now, believe it or not, it is working in Las Vegas. Market forces are actually taking hold there now. And this sure beats that kick the can syndrome where a company can declare bankruptcy again and again and again. And what's it going to take for capitalism to kick in for the rest of the nation? Text us your take. Old-fashioned capitalism is at a buy, a sell, or a hold. Well, it's called the Public-Private Investment Partnership. Huge loans from taxpayer dollars, and just a few insiders are going to profit. We mean profit big, huge. Brian Sullivan takes a timeout to tell us about the outrage on this one. And you may know her best from the pages of Sports Illustrated, the swimsuit issue. But she's more than just a pretty face. She is also a pitch woman, and Tori Praver swims right in a scoreboard to talk about her business model. Also, if an actor, an athlete, or a CEO is going to command top dollar, then shouldn't they prove it in their performance? You'd think that was a no-brainer. But not all of them do. Tonight, super sports agent Lee Steinberg and super entrepreneur Steve Forbes mix it up a bit to talk about pay for performance. Also, look who's at it again. Sacha Baron Cohen. From Borat to Bruno, all these stories and much more on America's Nightly Scoreboard at 7 p.m., 10 p.m. Eastern on the Fox Business Network. We'll see you there.
Well, thanks a lot. Hey, Toyota is the official hybrid vehicle of the New York Yankees. To learn more or to just test drive one yourself, just visit your local Toyota dealer today. Xavier Nady leads off against Aaron Howman, and that one is scooped to right field. Coming on is Johnson. He dives, he can't make the play. It's a base hit for Nady to start off the 6th inning.
Coney, you always have to appreciate it from a pitcher. You see a guy come in, he takes an angle, can't quite make the play, but keep the ball in front of you. Any way you can at the end, keep the ball in front of you, keep him to a single. Doesn't start a big inning that one.
Yeah, you love to see that effort, but you're right. At the last minute, you can see that he's going to give his body up to keep that ball in front of him. That's the type of player he is. He's a hard-nosed guy. He's a grinder. He's always played the game the right way.
Here's Cody Ransom. That one's skied to center field. Gathright is there, and he'll make the play for the first out. Hey, time for another look at tonight's Toyota text poll. Once again, the question, which Yankees pitcher will win the most games this season? You can text your vote to 58772, and standard text message rates certainly apply. And here's how you're voting. CC Sabathia, this is what you guys said. 47% think he'll win the most, and Chin-Ming Wang 34%. How about that? AJ Burnett 14%, and other 5%.
I mean, you look at that group of other, that's usually like an unknown. I mean, you're talking about Andy Pettitte, Chamberlain. I mean, those are big name pitchers to be in the other category, right?
They are, and they got shortchanged a little bit there. You're right, Paulie. So did Burnett. Burnett's going to have a big year too. I really, the thing I like about Sabathia is that he really showed me something down the stretch last year, pitching for the Milwaukee Brewers, taking the ball on 3 days rest, doing whatever, just giving himself up, carrying that team to the playoffs. I mean, he really earned his stripes last year. Speaking of Sabathia, obviously, and, to me, that's